If you're a successful solo agent, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You eventually hit a wall. It's that point where, 60-hour weeks just feel like the new normal. And you realize that just grinding harder, it isn't really getting you anywhere new. The problem isn't your hustle, not at all. It's your capacity. So let's dive into how you can smash through that ceiling by building a team, but doing it with a real, actual purpose.
And this right here, this is the epiphany. It's the mental shift that changes everything. This is when you stop thinking like just an agent and you start thinking like the CEO of your own business. And a CEO, well, they don't just hustle harder, do they? No, they build systems, they build structure, they build for growth. And that is the real game changer.
Okay, so first things first, before you even post a single job opening, you've got to do some really honest self-diagnosis. You have to be absolutely 100% sure that you need a team. And that means you need to get crystal clear on the difference between just having a packed schedule and truly being at your absolute breaking point. And I want you to really think about this. Ask yourself that question. Are you just busy, juggling a bunch of tasks, but basically have it under control? Or are you completely maxed out, where the quality of your work, and let's be honest, probably your sanity, is starting to take a nosedive? Answering this question honestly, well, it's the foundation for everything we're about to talk about. Let's really break this down, because the difference here is huge. See, being busy is like being an amazing chef during a dinner rush. It's hectic, sure, but you're in control, you're focused, the plates going out are perfect. But being maxed out, that's when the kitchen's on fire. Orders are getting messed up, and your best clients are getting frustrated. That's the danger zone, where your client service starts to slip and you have literally zero time to think about the future of your business. So, let's say you've done the work and you realize, yup, I'm in the danger zone. It's time to act. And the solution starts with just one single strategic hire. And listen, this isn't about just getting an assistant to file paperwork. This is about making a foundational investment in the future of your entire business. And here's the key thing to get. Your first hire, their job isn't to grow the business for you. Nope. Their job is to buy back your most precious asset, your time. By taking all that daily operational friction off your plate, they free you up to do the one thing only you can do: build relationships and bring in revenue. So they're not just an assistant, they are a direct investment in your own effectiveness. So how do you find this magical person? Well, you don't just throw a generic job ad out there and hope for the best. You follow a process. First, literally make a list of every single task that slows you down, that annoys you, that you shouldn't be doing. That's your friction. Then you define a role specifically designed to eliminate all that stuff. And finally, you figure out the absolute must-have skills that person needs to have to crush that role. And here's a fantastic real-world example of what that looks like. Not just an admin, a licensed admin. Now, why is that little word licensed so important? Well, picture this. You're in a make-or-break negotiation, and an urgent call comes in from another client. Your licensed admin can legally step in and answer their detailed contract questions while you stay focused. See? That's not just support, that's leverage. It's a massive strategic advantage. Now, once you have that foundational support in place, you're gonna start to grow. It's inevitable. But that growth, it brings a totally new kind of challenge. How do you add more agents to your team without wrecking the quality and the culture you've built? This next phase, it's way less about speed and all about being strategic. This right here, this should be your new mantra. Say it with me. Alignment matters more than headcount. Let that sink in. It is such a common mistake to think more agents equals more money, but the best teams, the strongest teams, they aren't always the biggest. They're the ones that are totally aligned on their vision, their values, and their commitment to the brand. So, before you even think about bringing a new agent on board, you have to ask these two questions. And it's a two-way street, right? First, will this person genuinely add value to our brand? And second, will this person actually benefit from what our brand has to offer them? If the answer to either one of those is maybe, or a flat no, it's not the right fit. End of story. And that brings us to a really important shift in how you think about all this. See, building a team isn't just about what other people can do for you. It's about the real, tangible, undeniable value that you have to provide as a leader. If you want to attract A-plus talent, you've got to build something that's actually worth joining. Oof, this one is a bit of a gut check, isn't it? Just let that sit for a second. If an agent on your team could leave tomorrow and their business wouldn't change one single bit, then you haven't really built a team, have you? You've just built a collection of individuals sharing a logo. True leadership makes a measurable, visible difference in their success.
So what does that real value actually look like? Well, it's so much more than just a generous commission split. It's things like providing top-tier professional marketing that makes everyone look good. It's consistent, hands-on mentorship that helps them solve real problems and grow. And maybe it's giving them access to your exclusive network. The kind of opportunities they just couldn't get on their own. That's real value.
All right, now we get to what is, for a lot of people, the hardest part of all of this. It's the internal shift, the mindset. Because you can have the most amazing people on your team, but if you can't learn to delegate and truly trust them to do the work, you will always be the bottleneck in your own business. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it is absolutely essential for growth. Look at this. It really shows the two paths you can take. Are you going to be the doer, the one who's buried in paperwork, micromanaging every little detail? Or are you going to be the leader, the one setting the vision, building the big relationships, and coaching your team to be their best? Here's the hard truth. You cannot be both. You have to let go of the doer tasks to fully step into that leader role. Okay, so you've started to lead, you've started to delegate. There's one final, absolutely critical responsibility you have. You have to protect what you've built. As your team grows, your brand becomes your most valuable asset, and a huge part of leadership is being the gatekeeper, protecting that culture and your reputation by being unbelievably selective about who you let through the door.
So what are the red flags you got to watch out for? Well, anyone who sees their own teammates as competition, that's going to create a toxic environment fast. An agent who only cares about the commission split, they don't see the bigger value you're offering. Someone who resists your coaching or doesn't want to use the team's systems, they're uncoachable. You want ambition, for sure, but it has to come with a collaborative spirit.
So we're going to end with this because I think it's the most important question you can ask yourself. Are you just building a team or are you building a brand? See, a team, that's a collection of people. It can change. But a brand is a legacy. It's a promise to your clients, a reputation in your community that's going to outlast any single agent or any single deal. When you start focusing on building a brand, you make every single decision differently. And that, right there, that changes everything.